Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Live Yoga. I missed it last week because I was traveling, but we are, you and me, are back. I am going to make sure that a couple of you who've been messaging me are able to get on. And hi, Dad. Everyone else, just gather up your normal things. No special props this week. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can use a blanket or a towel, maybe a pillow to put underneath your knees if that would be more comfortable for you. We won't be using straps this week. I'm trying to think. If you have a yoga block, go ahead and grab it. If not, it's not a big deal. So just gather up your things. I'm gonna get a few more things ready here. Miley for sure will be around. So just kind of settle in, and if you're on Facebook, you can leave some requests and I'll try to weave those in as we go. So I'll see you guys back here in just a minute. Trouble connecting, but you got it. Okay, I was a little bit late too. I was driving from dog sitting and I decided to wait for a train, which I hardly ever do, and then another one came right after. The gates didn't go back up, so I had to turn around and drive around the city to get back. So I'm a little bit late, but we're here. Get your things and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. Just finishing getting set up, giving people a couple more minutes to get on, to catch the beginning. Let's see. Who else is here? Dad, there's one more. Who are you? Can't tell. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Couple other notes. It's a little bit windy today in Tulsa, and the gate right outside of this window that I have the phone propped up on is blowing, so if you hear any noises, that's all that it is. Miley's here. Say hello. And we'll get started in about 1 more minute. So again, if you're just hopping on, you will want a mat or a towel or a blanket, something to lay on that's comfortable and soft. Maybe a pillow or two from the couch or your bedroom for your knees. And no strap today. Let's get a strap or a towel. I forgot one sequence that we had, so sorry. And a block if you have it. Not a big deal if you don't, but if you do have a block, we'll do a little chest opening on it later. So towel, mat, strap or belt or something like that, and a pillow for your knees. So if you're ready to go, we're gonna start in child's pose. Hi, Mom. We'll start in child's pose on your mat. So that just looks like this. Hey, Peppers, watch out. You're gonna come to your knees and then drop your chest down towards the mat with your arms extended out in front of you. And your hips sit back towards your heels as much as they can. If your legs are together, it's a little more of a supported stretch. If you want to go deeper into the hips, take your knees apart, but keep your toes together, and then your upper body can kind of sink down between your legs, and it deepens the stretch there. So go ahead, we'll start in that position, and we'll move from there. So child's pose to start, knees together for a more gentle version. Knees apart if you're really wanting to sink into the pose. Arms just kind of reaching towards the top of the mat. Not really working into the arms at all, just resting up above your head. So it looks like this. As you settle in here, start to notice your breath and your body. Notice where you're maybe holding tension or feeling stuck as you breathe. And just see if you can keep those areas in mind as we move today as kind of areas of focus and awareness. See you later, kiddo. Bringing attention back to your breath. Let's start to deepen it a little bit. So I'll count it out for you. We'll take about a 3 count in through the nose. So inhale, 2, 3, and then a 4 count exhale out of the mouth. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose all the way into your belly. 2, 3, and then a longer exhale out of the mouth. 2, 3, 4. 2 more times like that. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Last one, big breath in. 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Okay, make any adjustments that you need to if your knees are getting uncomfortable or your hips in this position. Remember, you can bring your knees together like so to give your chest more support and take a little intensity out of the pose. On your next inhale, we're going to become active through the arms. So lift your palms up and press into your fingertips like you're making a tent with your hands. And that'll activate the muscles of your arms from your fingers into your shoulders. And take a few deep breaths this way. Feel the difference through your shoulder blades and your arms with this more active position. And now we'll move with the breath. Take a deep breath in, reach your fingertips a little more to the top of the mat. And as you exhale, take 2 steps to the left with your hands, with each hand. So 1 and then 2. Your hips stay anchored down towards your feet, but it's your torso that's getting that side bend. Stay active through the fingertips and the arms. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, we'll 2 steps back through center. 1, 2. Exhale here. Deep breath in. Exhale 2 steps to the right. 1, 2. Keep pressing into those fingertips. Feel the stretch up the sides of the arms, into the shoulders, especially if you did our sweat club workout on Friday. Very arm intensive. Good. 1 more deep breath here. On your next inhale, we'll come back through the center, 2 steps to the middle. 1, 2. And now we'll just take your arms down alongside you. See if you can let your head rest down, if not on the ground, just towards the ground, as you kind of curl up into a ball right here. One more deep breath. Okay, then we'll inhale to come up through tabletop. Hey, puppy. This is where it might feel better to have a pillow or something soft underneath your knees. So if you don't have a pillow, you can kind of double roll your towel up, or you can place that couch pillow or bedroom pillow underneath your knees. I'll turn sideways here, but we'll come to a tabletop position. So hands will be on the ground right underneath your shoulders. Knees are on the ground right underneath your hips. You've got a nice firm foundation here. So when we start, let's try not to have too much arc in the back, but not too much rounding up either. We're just in a nice neutral spine, a little bit of core engagement here to keep you steady. And just breathe like this a few times in this new position. Good. Coming up next, we're going to add some shoulder rolls in here. So it'll be just like we do when we're sitting down, but we're in this tabletop position. So you're going to roll your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze your shoulder blades together down your back side, and then scoop them forward. Your elbows might bend a little bit, back up towards your ears, squeeze them along your back side, and down. So move like this a few times in this direction, squeeze down, reach up. One more time this way, then we'll switch directions. Okay, pause when you're in a neutral position. Now we'll reach the ear or the shoulders up to the ears, but then scoop around the front side, come down the back. Now you squeeze together on the back side and reach back up for the ears. So we've just changed direction of the circle, kind of taking those shoulder blades all around their socket. A little bit strange to do in this position. And she's back. One more. Okay, pause there. Back to your neutral spine. On your next breath in through the nose. Drop the belly down. Take your gaze forward or a little bit up if that's comfortable. And then exhale, tuck the belly button up to the spine. Press into your mat. Let your head be heavy between your arms. And then inhale, drop down. Turn your tail up in the back. Look up. Exhale, press into the mat. Spine goes up. One more like this in a pretty straightforward movement. Inhale, come down. And exhale, press up. This time, add some freestyle. Continuing to practice letting your body guide your movement. So maybe you want to kind of rock side to side. You can wag your tail side to side. Take some circles through the shoulders and kind of a barrel roll. But it's really good to get your spine moving in a rotational way, in a side to side way, like with a tail wag, and then in that extension flexion like we do for cat and cow. Nope. Okay, on your next inhale, we'll come back to a neutral, flat spine. We'll take the right toes, tuck them under in the back, and slide that foot back as far as you can. I'm watching my screen to make sure you can still see me. Good, so it's tucked, and now we're just gonna rock back into that heel to stretch the calf a little bit. Roll forward, rock back, roll forward. A few more times. Good, last one to the back, really press into the heel, and then we'll come back forward. Stay where you are with that heel tucked in the back. I'm gonna rotate so you can get a different angle. So right heel still in the back. Take a deep breath in, lift the foot up off the ground, and we're gonna sweep it over to the left, across the left foot, and down to the ground behind you. Then take a gaze over the left shoulder towards the foot. Your hips will jut out to the opposite side, so the foot's over here, the hips are going this way. and you end up in a little bit of a side bend like this. Couple deep breaths, eyes on your toes. Last deep inhale in. And we'll lift the toes up off the mat, bring them back into the air behind you, press into the heel so the foot is still off the ground. Then we're going to take the left arm, the opposite arm, and reach it forward and just hold this balance here for 3 breaths. Try to stay steady through the torso. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hand and your knee back underneath you. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale to neutral. Take the left toe, slide them back as far as you can. Rock into the heel. One more time. Good, then we'll inhale to lift the heel off the ground in the back. Press into the foot, and we'll swing it over to the right side, across the right leg. Take a gaze over your right shoulder so you get that side bend. Hips shift to the left as you gaze at your left toes. On your next inhale, bring the foot off the ground, back out, extended behind you. Need to turn for more room here. So left foot is reaching, pressing to the back wall. Right hand will extend out to the front. We're in a good, strong balance here. 2 to 3 breaths. Inhale. Breath 2 in and out. Last one. And out. Exhale the hand and knee back down underneath you. Last time for the cat and cow. Inhale down. Exhale, press up. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, press back to your child's pose, the pose we started in. And just take a moment to feel and notice any differences this time in child's pose compared to the start of class. We've moved, we've created energy and heat with the breath and our movements. So it may feel a little more welcoming or it may not. Just notice things like that as we progress through class. As always, you can stay in child's pose as long as you need. When you're ready, we'll transition to a seated position. And I want to show you a couple different things you can do to help you find a comfortable seat. We'll also be moving into the stretches where a strap might be recommended. I know once in the beginning I said you didn't need a strap, but if you have one handy, a strap or a towel, I would recommend taking a moment to grab that. So go ahead and grab that while we change positions. Let's see who else is here. Hey everyone. Okay, so a couple notes on finding a comfortable seated position. For many of us, when we sit, our hips are tight and our backs are sore, so we end up kind of rolled down like this. And a suggestion I have for you to help open up your hips and create space is to lift yourself up. So if it's too much work to physically do that yourself, you can do a couple different things. If you have a block or a book or a pillow, you can just sit up on it like so and still have your legs crisscrossed, and this just allows your hips a little more space to open up, and it automatically helps you sit up taller by having those hips rotated open a little bit. For me, this block is a little bit too thick, So what I usually do in class and at home is to take a blanket, a yoga blanket, or you could use a couch pillow or throw pillow, is to take it and fold it one time, maybe twice for a little extra lift. So I'm going to fold it over twice today. And then you just come to sit on the very edge of it, just enough to let your hips roll forward and open up. And that automatically already has helped my lower back feel a little bit better. So give that a try. We will be seated for a couple of rounds of poses here. If you get uncomfortable, please adjust. It can be a lot in your hips and your low back, as well as our sitting up straight muscles, our back extensors and things like that coming up. So just be ready for that. Please feel free to rest and take an opposite direction stretch anytime you need. Ready to help, Miley? So first we'll begin, if you've got your strap, keep it close by. Extend the right foot out in front of you. Straight out in front, not out to the side like a split. Okay, baby. Nope. And the left foot will come in a half butterfly, the bottom of the foot pressing into the inside of the right leg. Take your strap or your towel around the bottom of the right foot, and then lift yourself back up to sit up straight. So we're not reaching for the foot at all. I want your shoulders stacked over your hips, please. You might feel a little bit of work in those back muscles, your posture muscles. And then just hold on to the rope a little bit tight to help kind of pull you up through your chest. So we'll hold for 3 breaths here. Sit up tall, pull the shoulder blades down and back. This is great for your posture. One more deep breath here. Next, we'll keep using the strap, and I want you to think about you have a hinge at your hips. So we're going to try to keep your back straight as you fold down toward your foot. And if you feel your back rounding at all, then you're going too far. So it's just going to be a tiny kind of flexion like this. So I'll turn to the side so you can watch my spine. Hello. Did you not get enough attention? Okay. So foot is reaching out. Sit up tall, hinge from the hips, so nice and straight. And this is as far as I can get with my poor, tight little runner's hamstrings. So if I was to bend my spine this way, I could get closer, but that's not my objective. I really want to keep the stretch in the back of the leg. I'm going to sit up straight, hinge from the hips, and stay as straight as I can through my spine. And when I feel that rounding starting to happen, that's when I'll stop my forward fold. So I've found it. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths here. Last one, big inhale in and exhale. Inhale to sit yourself back up. We'll switch legs, so the opposite leg, left leg will come out straight. Right leg comes in to a half butterfly, the bottom of my right foot pressing into my left thigh. Take the strap around the bottom of the left foot. Miley, you're about to get escorted out of class. All right. Once you've got the strap around the bottom of the left foot, notice the rounding in my back. So take a deep breath, sit up as tall as you can. It's a little bit of work. Use the strap for leverage. 3 deep breaths here. And now from the hips, remember super straight spine, hinge forward through the hips. It can help to think about leading with your chest and keeping your chest lifted instead of rounding down through the spine. So chest up, lean forward towards your leg. 3 breaths here. I've got a good grip on my support here. Good, one more deep breath. And we'll release, inhale to come back up. Take the rope off the bottom of the foot. We'll extend both feet out straight in front of you this time. Same thing, just with both legs. Take the strap around the bottom of the feet. Sit up tall. 3 deep breaths here. I'll tell you guys a secret. The backs of my legs are so super tight that just sitting up straight like this puts a stretch into them. So if that's where you are, just let your legs be there. Breathe into the stretch. And now we'll exhale, bend from the hips, reach forward with the chest. That's as far as I can go. Two more. Sit up tall, shoulder blades pulled back. Use the rope to help you pull the shoulder blades together. Last breath. And now this time, we'll take 1 to 2 breaths with a rounded spine. So deep breath in. And on your exhale, you can release that work of the back muscles. Let yourself round forward. 2 breaths here. And we'll inhale to come back upright. Remove the rope from your feet. Bring the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly pose. So for this one, if you want it to be more intense, slide your feet closer to your body. If you need a little bit less intensity in your hips, slide them away from you. You can hold onto your ankles or your feet to help you sit up again instead of the rope. 2 deep breaths here. And think about releasing through your knees so that gravity can pull them down towards the earth. If you're feeling this in your back muscles, that's okay. A little bit of tenderness from doing the work to sit you upright is okay and even good. And that will make standing upright in the day a little bit easier as we continue to do this in our practice. 1 more deep breath. If you'd like to fold forward again, you may. Inhale to come up. We'll extend both legs out. Bring the toes back towards you. Then we'll take the right leg in first. This will be a progressive pose, so you stop when you hit your limit. The right foot's going to come over the left leg and just hug the knee into the chest. So for me, I feel a little pinching in my hip flexor, which is okay. And then I feel a great stretch on the glute. Couple deep breaths here. She's back. Hi, Angel. If you guys have pets practicing with you, I would love to see pictures of them in the comments after. Or friends or family members, children, post your selfies after. It would be great. Okay, next up, you have a few options here. So you can add a twist to this and continue to pull the knee into the chest to keep the stretch in the glute, which is perfectly fine. Or, this is what I'm going to choose, take the left arm around the outside of the right knee and press into it to twist through that thoracic spine. This feels so good to me. I love this type of stretch, so that's what I'm going to choose. And then I'm using my left arm to kind of push into the right knee and open up through the chest a little bit more. Whichever you pick, 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, we'll come back through center, keep the legs crossed as they are, and we're just going to take a little counter twist to the opposite direction. So this time the right arm will press into the knee to open you up to the opposite side. 2 breaths here. And then we'll inhale back through center, uncross the legs, we'll switch to the other side. So right leg is straight out in front, left foot comes in, and then over the right leg. This side is very much tighter for me than the other. So just to hug the knee in is a lot of effort, but it feels so good. All right, so we'll hug the knee into the chest. A couple deep breaths here, no twisting yet. Last breath, big exhale. Now, it's up to you to pick your stage here. So we'll twist into the leg, continue hugging the knee to the chest to keep the stretch mostly in the glute. Also on this side, I prefer to take the twist more up the spine. So I'm going to take the right arm, bring it to the outside of the left knee, press in to help me twist more to the left. 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, we'll unwind. Keep the feet crossed. We'll take our counter twist. So left arm comes to the inside of the left knee. Gentle press. Sometimes it helps to bring the hand down to the foot for a little grip. 2 deep breaths. On your next inhale, we'll come back through center, uncross the legs, take the knees side to side a few times. We'll be coming down for one last series of poses on your back. If you like to have anything to support or accessorize your Savasana, eye masks, blankets to cover up with, things like that, go ahead and grab those or keep them close by. We'll be heading for that soon. So when you're ready, go ahead and roll out onto your back. Roll my mat back out here. Have a sip, see who else has joined us. Hi, Lauren. Okay, so if you're not already on your back, grab behind your knees to ease you down. And just take a moment to absorb this new positioning. Let all parts of your body get heavy and feel supported to the mat. Oh boy. Okay, from here we'll take the left foot out to the end of the mat, press into the heel so the left foot is active. We'll inhale the right knee into the chest, and for this first part, you can grab around the shin or underneath the lower leg, and just gently pull the knee down towards you. So it's coming straight onto your abdomen. Maybe feel a little pressure on the hip flexors, a little stretch on the back side of the legs. The next step, if you'd like, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let the right leg kind of slide down the curve of your rib cage, opening to the right side, kind of like a half happy baby, but a little bit deeper. And we'll hold here, start to take the foot around in circles or other shapes. See if you can spread your toes. And now use your hands to gently guide the right knee and leg in different movements around the hip joint. So you can take it in circles, you can kind of massage side to side. See what feels good. And then when you're ready, we'll very gently and slowly take the right knee across to the left side. So we're going to roll into a twist here. And as you move, there will come a point where eventually you need to shift your left hip over to the right. So you can watch me if you want to. Rolling, rolling. When I get to here, I need to move my left hip back so that as I continue to roll, my hips will end up stacked at the end. You can see here that my leg doesn't quite hit the floor, so I can use my blocks or a pillow or a stack of books to give it some support, and then reach your arms out into a T shape. If you don't have any of those props, it's okay to let your knee kind of reach for the ground. If your back is saying no to that, you can use your foot as a prop. So just drop your foot down to the mat instead. Breathe into this. We're easing down towards the end of our practice today. So see if you can lengthen and deepen your breath. Finding those places that you identified at the start of class as maybe focal points, and releasing any last bit of tension with each exhale. One more time here. On your next exhale, we'll slowly roll back to a flat back. Resituate your hips in the center. Bring both feet flat to the ground. Take your knees side to side. We'll switch sides. The right foot will come out to the end of the mat. Press into the heel. Pull your toes back towards your face. And then we'll inhale the left knee into your chest. Pulling down just as far as is comfortable for you. Kind of straight on to start. So right towards your torso. And as you're ready, you can let the knee slide down the curve of your ribs, opening up into that hip a little bit. Start to take the foot around in circles. Spread the toes, switch directions. Getting some good movement through the ankle joint. And now we'll start to move that leg in the hip joint, maybe side to side, taking gentle circles and create shapes in the hip joint. When you're ready, see if you can match it up with an exhale. We'll use the right hand to take the left knee across your body. Notice where you need to shift your hips. Right here for me, scoot back, roll over. Oof. Use support objects if you need, books, blankets, pillows, pets, and then reach your arms out into a T shape to help deepen your twist. Couple deep breaths here. There's the door. Not sure if you can hear that, but it's windy here today. One more deep breath here. And we'll exhale to unwind. Resituate your hips in the center. Take the knees side to side. And then if there's any last pose, I always love to do yogi's choice at the end. So if there's any last pose that you need today, go ahead and take it. A nice gentle squeeze of both knees in might feel good. You can bring your nose up to your knees. And then when you're ready, we'll set up in the Savasana or corpse pose of your choice. So traditional Savasana is just with the legs extended out, arms out to your sides. If you need more support for your low back, bring your feet flat to the floor, a little bit wide to the sides of your mat. Your knees can knock in. Then you've got some low back support. If you want to open through the hips more, take that butterfly pose we had at the middle part of class. So find how you would like to spend the last 3 to 4 minutes to just kiss your practice goodbye. start first by noticing your breath again. See if you can slow it down. And really use the exhale as a time to let go. We'll work our way down your body with each exhale. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, relax through the jaw. Let your bottom teeth separate from your top teeth, and your tongue relax in your mouth. Your next exhale, relax through your shoulders and your chest by letting your arms be heavy to the mat. We'll exhale and release through the belly and the ribs. Exhale, moving down to the hips and the glutes. Let them be heavy to the earth. Feel your bones on your backside press into the mat from the weight of your body. Exhale, relax through the legs. Let your feet open up to the sides. Exhale, release through your mind. Let go of any worries or thoughts you're holding on to at the moment. And finally, exhale, release through the heart. Any little angers, resentments, grudges, frustrations you're holding on to with yourself or anyone else. Breathe them out with these next couple exhales. You are welcome to stay here on your back for as long as you want, until next week even. When you're ready, just slowly and carefully come out. We'll close with 2 breaths together when we get back to a seated position. Again, if you want to stay where you are, that would make me so happy. When you're ready from a seated position, take a deep breath and reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, release. Close your eyes. Take a moment to appreciate this time and space that you made for yourself today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. I will post, this will stay on Facebook, and then I will post a copy of this to my YouTube channel, so you can always access it if you loved this version of class, and we'll be back here again next Sunday. If you have any requests, I always love to weave them in, so you can message me or leave a comment on Facebook. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, rest of your week, whatever day you're watching this on. Thank you again so much for being here. Goodbye.